Hello and welcome to the WIHS Journal Public Affairs Program. I'm Gerry Williams. Well, it's not every day that you come across a cartoonist. Well, recently, I did just that. He is currently the president of Young Studios, headquartered in Hartford. He is a former Guinness World Record holder for creating the world's longest comic strip. In 1999, he received the prestigious Daily Point of Light Award from the White House for volunteering his time in bringing the arts to disadvantaged children. He and his work has appeared in People, Ebony, GQ, and Jet magazines, the Boston Globe, New York Times, C-SPAN, U.S. Weekend, CNN, and other national media outlets. Hear my conversation with cartoonist Joe Young, happening now on the WIHS Journal News and Public Affairs. How often do you run across a cartoonist? So I just want to take advantage of this opportunity. Joe Young, how you doing, my brother?
I am doing well. I'm doing better now. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a little bit. You're like Benjamin Button, man. You look young every time I see you, brother.
Joe, where are you from? You a Hartford native? Where are you?
Yes. I was actually born on Irving Street, and then I moved to Bloomfield. But I'm Hartford born. My birth certificate says Hartford.
Tell me about the presentation that you put on today. What was that all about?
Well, the city of Hartford contacted me. They wanted to do something for Black History Month with the youth. And they said, come up with a couple ideas. And so I'm showing kids how to draw black icons. Mm-hmm. It might be someone in Hartford. It might be a famous person. It might be someone present. It might be someone from the past. So that's the visual art side. But with the performing arts side, we take out the green screen and they do historic scenes like the Rosa Parks scenes or Martin Luther King doing his I Have a Dream speech. And so I've been to all the different, this is the last stop on this little Hartford Public Library tours. I've been doing it for 2 weeks now, and today was the last day of the stop.
Wow.
Yep.
Like I said a moment ago, it's not every day that you run into a cartoonist. How did this all begin? Talk about the genesis and how it all began for you, this love for what you do.
Okay. I didn't start drawing until I was in college. But I've always loved creating characters. My first play was a play called John Lee about this guy who overcomes things. So I put on a play in front of my family. So I love writing scripts. So when I discovered I can draw in college, I combined the drawing with the playwriting, and I came out with a comic strip because a comic strip is no more than a play on paper.
Okay.
And then that's where it started. Then with technology became accessible to your common guys. So then I got into animation and things like that.
So what do you have out there that people could take a look at? Do you have books?
You have several. I have graphic novels for kids. I also have my book Diamond Rough, which the movie was based on. So just do a search on Joe Young, look up Diamond Rough, look up Scruples, or go to my website www.joeyoung.org, and you'll see some of my body of work.
Do you do workshops?
All over the place.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'll be in Philadelphia this weekend for the Undeniable Conference. So I'm teaching a workshop there. I'm also a master teacher for the Bushnell, so I do a lot of cartoon workshops for them throughout the year. And then I'll be in Sherrill, South Carolina in March. So just having fun with this thing, of this creative process, brother.
So if there's a boy, girl, or man or woman who's interested in getting started in this sort of thing, so you have a situation where you teach you.
Yeah, well, I do private classes, and even I have a studio downtown Hartford office on the corner of Main and Charter Oak Avenue. And like a young lady, she's in her 60s. She said, Joe, I got this book and I want to take it to the next level. She said, do you teach classes? I said, you know what you need to do? You need just to be in this environment with creative people. So she stops by during her day where we're doing social media in the office. And it's kind of just like a great, I don't want to say networking, but just meeting of the minds of creative people come through my studio. It's an open studio. It doesn't cost. I mean, when I do private classes, that's different, but just being around that environment with creative minds, I do that in my downtown office.
So you come from a family, was your mom, dad, Did they just kind of like pour into you when they saw this interest?
My mother, she passed in '88, but she was, whatever I wanted to do, she supported me. I went through my ventriloquism stage. I was a ventriloquist when I was young. She went to New York, got me ventriloquism down. So I blame everything on my mom. But my mother and father, they've always said, you can do it. And unfortunately, no one was into the arts in my family, so it just came, and I was inspired by comic books. When people were talking about Black Panther, I was reading that in the 70s.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But comic books was my escape, brother.
Okay.
And superheroes and characters and script writing, and so my mentor was comic books. Yep.
Wow. Did you happen to go see Black Panther yet?
No, but I'm bringing a group of kids from my studio down there next Tuesday.
Okay.
I heard it's fabulous. Have you seen it?
I've seen it.
Is it all what they say?
Oh, man, I'm just going to go let you see it, and it was incredible. So see it and enjoy it.
Yep.
And be inspired. You'll be inspired. Now, what comics inspired you back in the day? What did you have a favorite one that really you gravitated toward?
I loved them all, but I loved the Luke Cage, Power Man. Right. I like the black ones, but I liked it all. I liked Archie comics. I liked the Harvey comics. I liked DC, Marvel, whatever I could. I mean, I was like, whatever I get my hands on, man, I was reading it. I wasn't really a good academic learner. If I learned about science and history, I mean, I'm in school, but it was the comic books that really was my way of learning. And that's why I do so much with kids, with comic art and the writing, because I think it's the approach that you use when you try to reach certain people.
So again, your website where people can go and to view some of your creative stylings?
www.joeyoung.org.
And so you've been involved in this professionally for how long now?
I started my 501c3 nonprofit agency in 1989.
1989.
So it's going on, 35 years maybe?
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
I started young. I knew what I wanted to do young. And it came. One of my favorite sayings is, if you run after success, Gerry, success runs away. But if you run after excellence, success runs towards you. If you're the best at what you do, you're going to make it. A lot of people say, I'm in Hartford, I'm in Connecticut, it's so small. If you are the best, you can make it. It's Black History. Martin Luther King said, if you can make a better mousetrap than your neighbor, even if it's in the woods, the world will make a beaten path to your door. So we had to get out that where I'm in Hartford, nothing can happen. Matter of fact, people say, let me go to Atlanta, L.A. That competition is fierce. There's an advantage for being in small old Hartford and Connecticut. You know what I mean?
Wow.
That's how you look at it.
Any upcoming events that you want to share that you have not mentioned?
I'm writing a book called If, so in November I'm going to launch that.
Another book?
Yep, it's a survival guide for emerging artists. Within the book, Gerry, I have which business entity should you do your work under? How do you price your work? Where can I get grants? How do you deal with haters? All kinds of stuff is in that book. How do you end a business relationship? How do you form one? Everything I've learned over the 35 years I put in that book. How to really negotiate a contract. How do you escape a contract? All the stuff that I learned is in this one book. It's taken me about a year to write. But it's a survival guide for artists called If, based on Rupert Kipling poem If.
All right. If you're just tuning in, I'm with Cartoonist. Yes, I said that. Cartoonist, Joe Young. So, Joe, before I let you go, I know you're busy. Folks, I literally called him. He was on his way, I think, to Springfield or somewhere, something like that. What can you say to someone right now who's aspiring to be a cartoonist? Speak to them. They may be a little hesitant to launch, not feeling that they're capable. What can you say to inspire an individual like that?
I would say it's all possible. And why are you doing it? A lot of times we look at, as a cartoonist, I can't wait till I get in the newspaper. I can't wait till my cards are on the greeting cards, or I want to get an animated special. You have to be obsessed. You have to be into it because of the process and the love of the craft. And the rest takes care of itself. You're not doing it for any other reason but to create for yourself to a certain extent. And, paraphrasing a quote I heard recently, that cave that you're afraid to go in holds your happiness. So use that fear, that what you're hesitant about is power. and you'll do some amazing things. But get in it because you love the craft.
Joe Young, cartoonist, thank you for your time, my brother. I'm not going to hold you any further. God bless you.
Oh, man, God bless you.
Keep doing what you're doing because I don't know how many are left out there. Cartoonists, you know.
No, you got some young kids on the come up now, man.
Okay.
And they're nice. They're nice, and they have technology.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have that. I mean, years ago, I would have had to come down to Middletown. You brought your system with you, with the recorder and everything else, man.
Yeah.
So, but there's these young kids are something else, man. They're doing stuff that we couldn't do.
Right.
Yep.
Well, God bless you.
God bless you,
Keep
brother.
doing what you're doing.
I'll be listening.
All right.
All right.
And you just heard my conversation with cartoonist Joe Young. If you would like more information about what you heard today, call WIHS 860-346-1049 or visit WIHSradio.org and click on the journal link. The opinions expressed are those of the participants and not necessarily of those of the staff or management of the station. I'm Gerry Williams for the WIHS Journal Public Affairs program at 104.9 FM WIHS in Middletown.